speak your mind, speak your mind, speak your mind.
Speak your mind, speak your mind, speak your mind.
Speak your mind.
Speak your mind. A warm welcome to you all. My name is Jane K and I am bringing you Speak Your Mind on your one and only, that's Deen TV. This is the show where we bring you the views and opinion of what people have to say on our topic at hand. You might be wondering what we're speaking about this week. Well, to find out more, stay tuned.
Hi, my name is Muzame and this is Speak Your Mind on Deen TV.
Now, our topic at hand is that the USA Justice alleged that the 2010 vote to the World Cup was a complete corrupt. Sir, what is your name?
My name is Awonke Kani, the first.
What is your opinion on our topic? Speak your mind.
I believe that South Africa didn't corrupt any FIFA board or something. The World Cup was I think it was for Nelson Mandela because they probably saw, okay, this is his last years, so they wanted to give him a kind of like a thank you. That's what I believe.
Thank you so much.
Can I say something? I feel like this whole saga is clouding everyone's perception about South Africa because why is it only coming up now? You know, why is it only South Africa that's getting this limelight? You know, because now everyone's shifting their mindset about South Africa, thinking that okay, we.
And then my question is, why are they only bringing it just now? I mean, like this thing happened 5 years ago. Why are they? Yes, why are they bringing it now? Look, I think it doesn't make sense for me.
One, I'm not a fan of corruption.
Mm-hmm.
Two,
yeah, get that. South
I like things to be done in a transparent way. Ne? If our government is responsible for this corruption, they have to pay for it. But the people that are behind this whole investigation, they have to do it thoroughly. To all the Swiss guys, they are the ones that they were arrested, they must be prosecuted as well, not just South Africans. Because now it's like Africans are not capable of hosting such tournaments, of which we are so good in doing that. Look at the 2010 World Cup, it was a success. Just ask anybody which World Cup was the best, they will tell you 2010 was the best.
I think the government will do anything just to get like the funds and economy growing in South Africa.
To attract tourists.
Yeah, but we're living like in a world of poverty here. There's so much poverty, but still they have money to bribe people, do corruption. I don't understand that.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to ask you guys, with all these allegations in the air, what exactly are they throwing at us? What is their point in this whole situation?
They're trying to not believe in South Africa that we're actually able to hold such success. Why don't you actually visit other countries who prior to us hosted like such events? Why us and now out of 5 years? Why?
Because people in the other worlds that I don't want to mention perceive South Africa as the jungle world. And now they're saying we're incompetent of hosting such World Cups. That's not true. We did host World Cup 2010 and it was a success. And people must not do that now. Why didn't they do it in France 1998 or in 2002? In Korea and Japan? Why didn't they dig down and find out whether it was bribed or not? That is not fair. I feel like that.
I disagree with him. Because every time in parliament, they're fighting about corruption and money and stuff. I believe that, it draws a lot of attention. Because if you look at the World Cup, they say that they made it 2 weeks before, and then there were like other countries who made the bid. But SA won the bid. How come? They only 2 weeks before the World Cup. No, I don't believe that. I believe there was corruption. Yeah.
So you believe that there was fair corruption?
I think so. Yeah, I believe so. Because looking at there is a possibility. Because looking at the government and then the parliament and all the arguments they have and debates over money and stuff, I think they would do anything to get money.
Yeah. Just to add on what he said, I feel like corruption is a possibility because the government was in a position whereby they felt as though they needed to draw attention. Now, I'm looking at it from a negative perspective. They needed to draw attention to South Africa. They needed, South Africa to be in the limelight. So I feel like, they could have been under carpet dealings just to win over the World Cup. Just, to realize.
But they lost in 2006.
So we wanted that World Cup.
How does this make you guys feel as proud South Africans that people are throwing such things at us and all we're doing is really trying to succeed in the most fairly way?
It goes back to what I said at the beginning, that's clouding everyone's perception of South Africa, because now everyone's got this generalized view of South Africa that's really corrupt and all that. So it's clouding everyone's perception. I think I'm going against you by saying that it's going to attract tourists, because I think that it's going to repel them. No one is going to want to be in unison with South Africa. No one wants to be involved in shady dealings. So it's dragging the country's name in the mud, and I feel though that South Africa is much better than that. Yeah. That's about it.
Yeah, I also think it's lowering our dignity as South Africans, because like every like people from other continents or other countries, they think, oh, South Africa is just a corrupt country. So I think it's just lowering our dignity as South Africans. That's all I think. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
This is Hamza Khan and Speak Your Mind on Deen TV.
How are you?
I'm very well, thanks. Now you?
Good. Your name?
My name is Janet. I would agree slightly. I think it's very questionable to try and do things with South Africa. It's very difficult, you know what I'm saying? So I think we did kind of benefit from it, and hopefully we will get it again. I doubt it would happen again. I feel like it was maybe just a once in a lifetime thing. I did during the World Cup, I did notice on the news that apparently there was like trafficking and all of that other stuff. And I don't know if they might have it again, yeah? I don't think they would, because this place is quite corrupt, but, we'll hope for the best, hopefully, and see that maybe they will think of choosing us again. So, yeah.
Thank you so much for speaking your mind.
It's a pleasure.
So, do you think it was a corrupted vote, or do you think it was a fair and just a whole smoothly situation that happened?
Okay, if we're looking at the world at the moment with the people bringing these allegations, the Americans talking about fairness, they are not fair themselves. So when the World Cup came to South Africa, which is Africa, it doesn't matter whether it was via corruption or it was fair. What matters is that World Cup came to Africa. Okay, there are a lot of other things that the Americans have been corrupt about, and nobody around this world spoke about them. Now, we're looking at the World Cup in South Africa. They think it's a big issue. When the World Cup actually came and left, and they come in with corruption allegations at the moment to achieve their political intentions, which we shouldn't even talk about it. The fact is, World Cup came to South Africa. It was a nice event, to my opinion. It wasn't corrupt. It was a fair winning for South Africa to host the World Cup, because it was time for Africa to host the World Cup.
One question. Do you think that we benefited from this whole hosting the World Cup in South Africa, to be exact? And also, do you think that it brought change to our country, and it brought investment, and it brought many good, positive things?
I think the biggest change that World Cup brought to South Africa and Africa as a whole, it's that negative impression that people or the West have about Africa and South Africa in particular. So that is the biggest change that World Cup brought into this country. Financially, there was a financial gain for the fact that tourists and people from outside, they had to come here and spend their money. Yeah, there was that gain financially, but basically the biggest change was the conception that the West have against Africa.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Feel free to speak your mind.
I think it's politically motivated, and I think why now? Why now? After years and years, it was 2010, and then 5 years, 6 years down the line, they come with allegations. I think it's a European mindset or consciousness to undermine the African dignity and undermine our Afrocentric identity, saying Africans cannot do it for themselves. Why now? You see, and I think they used to host it in Europe for many years, and then all of a sudden they bring it to Africa, and after that they say it's like they're undermining our dignity as African, our intelligence, and so forth. But yes, I think it was a successful World Cup in terms of infrastructure development, in terms of diversity, bringing different cultures together, in terms of social development also it did play a big role. And then in terms of business, again, yeah, I think it was successful. But the allegations, I'm not accepting them. I'm saying now it's just fabricated lies. But let's go to the courts and then we'll see from there.
Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you.
So this is Speak Your Mind. Firstly, let me get your name.
My name is Dan.
Dan, what exactly is your opinion on our topic at hand?
As far as I'm concerned, we, the South African, did extremely well on the 2010 World Cup, and I think whoever coming up with the point that there was a corruption, they are just taking something out of tune. I just completely disagree. We did extremely well.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Hi, I'm Andrea on Speak Your Mind. This is Deen TV.
No, I do not agree because I think they were jealous. They didn't want the World Cup to be in Africa. So they want to create stories so that Africa can have a bad reputation. So I think it's a false allegation against South Africa. I think they deserve to host the World Cup. But it was successful. I see the outcome was very successful and everything was successful. So I don't see the reason why they're saying it was corruption and bribe. No, there's nothing like that.
So 5 years later, all these stories are coming. What do you think they are planning? What exactly are they trying to throw at South Africa?
Well, I think they want to put a bad picture around the world that South Africa is full of corruption and African people are not, they don't do things in the right way. They always want to do things under the table, not on the table. I think that's what they are trying to put against South Africa.
So it was a fair situation?
For me, I think it was a fair situation. But I saw even another picture on newspaper. The former president was there, Mr. Mandela was there, Mr. Thabo Mbeki was there, trying to bid for the World Cup. So I don't think those two, they can do corruption.
What's your name?
My name is Monde.
Monde, what do you think about our topic at hand?
Well, I think with what's going on now, with the 2010 World Cup, I'm really not sure if it really happened that we did the bribery thing, but we had a stand. Tata Nelson Mandela was there. At least we had a backup. I'm not sure. In fact, I don't think we did, corruption and stuff with the money that they're mentioning now. I think it was genuine for us. We deserve to have the World Cup in South Africa 2010.
Did you watch some games live when it was here?
Almost all the games I did watch them.
So what do you think about the World Cup in a whole? Was it a success? Was it a failure? Did we deserve to host it?
It was a huge success. The fields, the pitches were great. The atmosphere, everything, the fan parks were excellent. We deserved to host the 2010 World Cup.
Thank you so much.
Pleasure, ma'am.
Ladies, speak your mind.
Okay, I was quite shocked when I heard about it in the news because I thought we were chosen, it wasn't part of a corruption thing. And now Sepp Blatter has left. Now we have no one to defend us because he was the one who took out that South Africa will be hosting the World Cup. So it's quite confusing at the same time also. How can it be corruption?
And I also couldn't believe it because I thought we made it on our own. Wow! 20 World Cup is in South Africa and I would say it's a whole corruption thing and everything which is wrong because they're taking us actually for fools.
And then
you know what I mean?
It's always about South Africans. Why can't we do something better in other things? Why are we always taken in negative stuff, not in the positive? Because we won the World Cup.
And I couldn't believe how a government can let that happen. I mean,
Blessed, you look like you blessed. You look like you'd love to say something.
I'm positive with that what they are saying. Thank you. They've said it all.
And I hope they will find out the truth of everything and that it will come out in the limelight because I think it's not
very unfair for
and
South
very
Africa.
disrespectful towards our land.
What do you think that their aim at throwing this at us is? What do you think is behind all this?
They're trying to put us down to show other countries that South Africa is no good. All we do is buy out to get to the top. We buy.
Our government
Not
also
thinking
because
how
they
we
are there.
affected.
They are supposed to be the people behind our land to to be moving our land forward. But now it's moving backwards and backwards, all because of this corruption and stuff. They must stop it. Because I still can't believe it.
What is your name, sir?
I'm Ramis.
Ramis?
I'm Travis.
I'm Tano.
Leletu.
Do you change your name on TV?
No.
Lincoln?
No,
Okay, no, that's fine.
Oh, well, guys, honestly, I don't really know about it, but I spend so much time at work that I haven't been following the news lately.
Well, I've heard a bit about, what happened, with the money and all that thing. So, honestly, I think that was actually fair, to not just us, but, the world out there, man.
So do you think it was a corrupted bid?
Actually, I think it was. I think so.
In what way, sir?
You know what? I really don't know. Just,
It just feels like
it just feels like it, man.
Actually, I also spend a lot of time at work, so I'm not into TVs and news. But as he was speaking now, like bit catching up and something like that. When he said not just for us, just the world. Yeah, I can say it's a little bit corruptive. Yeah.
So do you agree? Do you agree with these two gentlemen?
Yeah, I agree with them both actually, and if there are actually underhand activities, and the people in charge should actually just come clean, and there are platforms for them to come clean if there are underhand activities and there's a corruption in because people pay to actually watch the matches, and then I feel like we were all cheated out of our own money, and we actually we gave all our energy to watch the TV, and our emotions are all there, and people should actually come clean. Yeah, we need to know.
But guys, 5 years later though, what have they been doing all this time?
Trying to cover it up, probably, yeah.
Trying to cover it up.
What were they doing all this time?
These people, they like acting like they're actually helping out. But at the end of the day, once the big picture comes out and then we're shocked. And we should expect it because that's what we've been hearing almost like 2 years now from all these, stories that are of corruption in South Africa. That should really, prove that. Thank you, Linda.
I would love to ask you, what do you think on our topic at hand?
Well, obviously there is some degree of corruption because, money can't just be flying unaccounted for as such. And I know that in any sport there's a lot of money involved and they must be fairly accounted for in everything that we do. So whether it's development or whether they must have a cent to show on everything, well accounted for. Because at the end of the day, if I give you $10 million or whatever the case may be, and I tell you spend it for certain reasons, you need to account for every cent of that. You can't pocket half the money and then just show me double figures on the other side.
But do you really think that we would spend so much money just to host the World Cup in South Africa?
Well, I don't know the economics behind everything as such. Probably costs a lot of money to build the stadiums and stuff like that. But I'm sure somewhere along the line, with all the construction companies being involved in all fixing prices, lots of money went missing somewhere along the line as well.
Hi there, my name is Stacey and this is my opinion on Deen TV, right? So basically the allegations regarding the Soccer World Cup, FIFA, right? I do think that it's true because news reporters would not report something that is not true, right? And basically to have the Soccer FIFA World Cup here would be much money, a lot of money for South Africans. So, why not have it in South Africa? Right? So that's why I do feel that it has been, it's not an allegation that is false, I think it's an allegation that is true.
Well, I do believe that South Africa is corrupt, but I'm not sure when it comes to that allegation.
What is your opinion on our topic?
For me, it's not true. Reason being because it's a Soccer World Cup and it's around the globe. So why would you want to buy the World? Why would you want to pay or do whatever just to let the World Cup be hosted in South Africa? For me, it's just a lie. Because you do get chosen to host the World Cup. So basically, I think it's a lie. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Coming down to our systems and everything, which is our government, that's highly likely to be as such, because there's very, very few people within our government these days that we can clearly say it's not corrupt. So I would bet my money on that, yes, definitely.
Ma'am, you're looking very lovely over there. Do you agree with him?
I actually do. Everything that he said, I actually do agree with him. There is corruption somewhere there.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
We call on the FBI. There are lots of Africa itself loses more than close to 50 billion of billion dollars worth of tax that they lose due to multinational presence. The multinationals get away with the money without tax. That's what we need FBI to prop. That's going to help us as a people. So if FBI has a problem with South Africa hosting the World Cup, and if they didn't enjoy our hospitality, then maybe they should come for another round. We're ready to give them that, but there are more important things to be investigated rather than spend money to investigate things which everyone enjoyed. Yeah, that's my opinion about it.
What do you think their aim is at throwing this at us?
I just feel like their aim is not only at us, they are even aiming forward towards Russia. And so they are probing it from back. They're acting like they're getting from back and going forward. It's just a game all the same. It's just a game, what I think.
I caught up with Money. He brought me to some of his very good friends to give their opinion on our topic at hand. Now, gentlemen, do you agree with the allegations?
No. I want to listen to guys.
I actually so, you see. But most of the times, no. You see.
You must have a straight answer.
Then it's no then. You see.
Why do you think, what is their aim behind this whole thing? Why now, 5 years later? And is it maybe because where we're from? Or is there something behind this whole situation?
I don't think so. Maybe it's our color.
So you think it's our color?
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Justin, speak your mind.
Okay, perfect. So I know you guys were asking me questions about the possible allegations of corruption that has been happening, especially around the FIFA World Cup and stuff that happened back in 2010. As a concerned South African, I must say that I haven't ruled out the possibility of any corruption being held at the time about South African being bidding for the World Cup coming to the country. And I know there's been talks around the 10 million rand that was given to FIFA in accordance to get our country to host the 2010 World Cup. Yeah, you know what? I'm a patriotic South African. I love my country. I love the possibilities of what this country stands for and what we've strived for. Because at the end of the days, we are a country that fought so long for democracy, and democracy is 22 years old in our country. It's still a child. It's still a young adult. So there's a lot of teething stages. I must say it's very sad to hear these things happening and and know that they might be a possibility. But at the end of the days, I must say, and I'm going to speak truthfully and honestly about it, especially after the police commissioner let our president go with regards to the 236 million rand of the upgrades for Nklankla and all that stuff. And was it needed? I know that the consultation fees itself were millions and millions and millions of rands. Where is that money going to, and who is it going to? If those people can actually stand up and say, yes, I got a little bit of that stake. So what was your reason for being a consultant there? Going back to the FIFA World Cup alone, and knowing that these allegations around the 10 million rand that was given to FIFA in saying that our country is good enough to host it, aren't we a good enough country to stand next to the rest of the world to say, like, we're going to give a fair chance? Why should there always be monetary values that are placed to that? And in saying that, it just shows me that the government of South Africa is not confident alone by saying South Africa is a great country on its own and it sells itself, other than money being handled under or over the table, however they're going to be doing it. So it's quite sad to see that, and knowing that as a South African we fought so hard to be able to be a free democratic country.
Do you think we really are a free democratic country?
In all honesty, I'm not going to say the previous regime and the current regime is better than the other. I think they're on the exact same levels. People are still being put with tape over their mouths around it. I think there's in the previous regime it was the blacks and the coloreds, if you want to be like politically correct about the terminologies about that were oppressed and who were put down and who were the previously disadvantaged. I think it's the other way around now. Still at this point in time, as South African and as a proud mixed person from South Africa, if you want to use that as a proper sort of terminology, I think it's very sad because yet we have fought for equal rights and for equality in the country, and I think it's still not there. Honestly, I think it's still not there. So, yeah.
You said it all. Thank you so much.
It's a pleasure. Absolutely.